All right, so let's talk about 245I and specifically what constitutes approvable when filed. All right, so what constitutes approvable when filed? So was it properly filed? Okay, did it actually get sent to the Department of Labor if it's a labor certification, or at the time, USCIS or INS? And was that properly filed at that time? Was it meritorious in fact? What comes up sometimes, and I've seen recently, is that USCIS has taken the position that, well, yes, you have a labor certification. Yes, it was filed with the Department of Labor within the time period that it was supposed to be. However, the case was ultimately denied. Maybe 7 years later, it was denied because the employer couldn't prove that it had the ability to pay this individual the correct salary. That doesn't matter. It's not supposed to matter, okay? Whether the case was ultimately denied doesn't mean that it wasn't approvable when filed, okay? So the ability to pay is something that is taken up at the I-140 stage when the employer files the I-140 for the individual. But that ability to pay does not need to be proven in 2001 when it was filed. That gets confusing. I've also seen cases, the person, the brother or sister, filed for their sibling in April of 2001, and ultimately the case was denied because the government sent a request for evidence. The individuals never received it. They didn't respond to it, so the case was denied. However, that doesn't matter. When they filed, they were brother and sister. It was a meritorious case. One of them was, the petitioner, was a U.S. citizen, so it was approvable when filed. So these are some issues that can come up when you're going through a 245I case. And even the government, especially newer officers that haven't dealt with a lot of 245I cases, can make decisions or write notices of intent to deny or requests for evidence that show that they don't have a full grasp on how these cases are supposed to be handled. So it's important that you have an immigration attorney that knows how to argue these and, you know, object to the notices of intent to deny in order to get these approved. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, 245I can get really complicated even for immigration attorneys. So if you need our help, if you want to talk to us about your specific fact pattern, we're here and happy to schedule a time. Take care.